Last episode, we built up this grand crypt, which does house our rocket factory, and in turn allows us to not have to spend so much time traveling to gather resources. But in between episodes, I decided to make a couple slight changes. If you haven't noticed already, the main casket is now yellow, which I think helps it stand out so much more. And then, I also went ahead and added 2 more layers to the creeper farm. But near the end of the last episode, I mentioned how this area is starting to feel empty, and I do want to get that done, but that's still going to have to wait for a future episode, as I'm kinda sick of this area, to be honest. That big crypt was starting to burn me out a little bit, so today, I'm gonna take a break from this area and head back to the starter island, where I'm going to build a bridge to connect this island to the mainland, and finally do some much needed landscaping around the house. So, I already kind of showed this a little bit, but I started digging out the pond to be much bigger. I did want to detail this a lot, and I was messing around in creative, and I found, it's pretty well known already, but I found that doing mud on the bottom into deep slate, into coarse dirt, into normal dirt looks really good for the bottom of like a pond or a lake. So I think I'm gonna do that. But I'm also gonna add a bunch of foliage around here, and maybe even like a small little dock. But I do want to get this done today. So we did obviously texture and give it like a gradient down to make it look deeper. And I think that actually works really well. I also did add some sugarcane, but I do want to add some like water plants in there. So I gathered a bunch of materials. We have a bunch of seagrass, kelp, drip leaves, bushes and firefly bushes for around the pond. I did grab some small ones and some sea pickles, but I do want to just, give the pond itself some more life and vegetation. So I'm gonna knock that one out really quickly too. Alright, and just like that, our pond is done. I think it looks so much better. There's so much more life in the pond. I think it brings a lot to this atmosphere of this area. So one thing that I did end up doing, obviously I added a bunch of cattails. I've been using that trick ever since I saw it. I don't know who I saw it from, but it's been years. But I added a little bench over here. I thought it was really nice. Kind of not necessary because there's a dock over there, which does look like this. I think it would be a nice little like fishing spot. But I really love how this pond came out. I decorated some of the edges with coarse dirt and then a bunch of different foliage, even some nether sprouts. Got that idea from B-dubs, I believe it was. I don't know why, but I love nature in Minecraft. Something about it just feels, I don't know, nice and calming. Anyways, I did kind of go a little bit overboard with building before updating you. I did way more than just the foliage around the pond. I started working on the front lawn a little bit, I added a nice little fire pit, a nice little log pile, and then I also built up what I think is probably the best tree I've ever done. But yeah, it really is the small details. I know I've said it before, and I will keep saying it probably, but it really is just the small details that bring the world to life and tell a story. Even something so small as just like these little tools somewhere. Like obviously this is where wood gets chopped and it's stored over here. This is where a grill happens. You have a little shovel for the coals underneath. You got food that's ready to be put on it. And there's a cart over here, so obviously the person that lives here, aka me, does some work, some manual work. Probably uses this with a horse, which we do have. I think this area came out very well. I do want to add some trees on this side of the house as well. I don't think they're going to be as big as that one. I want that one to kind of stand out. And I might try to attempt a couple dead birch trees as well over here. But we'll see. Taking a step away from nature and landscaping, I have been looking at this area for some time now. I think a bridge would be super nice. I do want to use the horse more than I have been, and this water has been stopping me a lot. So I do want to build a bridge all the way across and maybe start a path that goes towards that village up there. But we'll see if I get that ambitious this video. But I definitely want to do the bridge today. And there might be a little bit of landscaping alongside the bridge, but it's whatever. Anyways, let me grab some materials. Probably gonna have to actually go on an adventure this time. I'm starting to run low on some stuff, so a gathering montage is what it's looking like. Alright, so I gathered a bunch of resources. I did want to use that technique that a lot of people use, where you use a darker log in the water, and then out of the water you use a lighter one. And it just kind of helps sell the illusion that it's darker. I got a bunch of decoration blocks, some stuff to make some more of those lanterns that I have over there. I do want the main path to be out of tuff, so I gathered a bunch of that. And then for the side of the bridge, I want some birch accents, so I gathered a bunch of trapdoors and stuff. But yeah, let me get working on this bridge and give you another nice little time lapse. And then we'll finally be able to cross safely with our horse, so that'll be nice. It's not my best work. I don't think it's bad, but it definitely could be better. This was my first attempt trying to build a bridge on a slight diagonal, and I think it kind of makes the arches look a little weird. But you can still tell they're arches, so that's all I really care about. Maybe one day we'll redesign it, but for now, I'm just gonna keep it as is. Like I said, it's not bad. But now, we can actually ride our horse across. And before we do that, I did receive a name suggestion in the comments, one of my previous videos. And the comment reads, if you want whimsical, name one of the animals Buska. It means box in Irish Gaelic, because they be boxy. And obviously that's fitting, and it's a unique name. So I do want to name him Buska. B-O-S-C-A. We will take that. And there we are. Let's officially take him for a ride across the bridge for the first time. So earlier, I mentioned a path all the way to the village, and what I'm thinking is that it'll come from this bridge and it'll kind of follow along something like this, kind of do like a nice little curve, stay below this mountain, and then we'll come out over this way and go all the way up, and then we'll have it lead further that direction. I've also really been toying with the idea of redesigning this village, so if that's something that you would like to see me do, or if you have any ideas of your own, please leave them down below. If you have any unique ideas, maybe I'll try to incorporate them into the world and give you credit. Yeah, see, like from this angle, I feel like the bridge looks a little weird. But maybe we can cover that with like sightlines or something. I don't know. Maybe we'll just redesign it. But man, does it feel good to be able to just ride our horse across this. Not have to swim or anything. This was so needed in this world, and I'm glad it's finally here. And now that we have our bridge done, there is just one last thing that I wanted to get done this episode that I didn't get around to doing yet. And that's just a couple more trees on this side of the house. I do want them to be birch, and I am out of diorite, so I'm gonna have to go mine some more of that. So, let me do some of that, and I'll give you one last little time-lapse montage, and then we'll probably call the episode there. Alright, just like that, all the trees are done. They aren't the best trees I've ever done. You definitely could use some more reshaping and texturing. Like this one's just kind of a jumbled mess, but I do like how they fill out this area, and they kind of created like a natural little path, so I made it all path blocks that just kind of like comes out in this direction. I don't have any ideas at the moment for over here, but maybe we'll put like a dock or something. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna end today's episode. I truly hope you guys enjoyed it. We did a lot in this one. May not seem like it, but all these little tiny details truly do add a lot to the world, and it is making it feel so much more alive and lived in, and I love that. And then obviously we also added that much needed bridge, so it's a huge episode. I know it seems small, but it's very impactful. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Me and Buska have to go gather some more materials for the next build, so I'm gonna get busy, but I'll catch you in the next one. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one, and peace out.